Almost every dog owner has experienced the same moment. You grab your keys, walk toward the door, and your dog quietly watches you leave. Even after the door closes, many dogs remain sitting there, staring at the same spot where you disappeared. For many owners, this moment can feel emotional. It sometimes creates the feeling that the dog is waiting or hoping for the owner to come back. But from a canine psychology perspective, this behavior has several interesting explanations. Dogs are extremely attentive to routines inside the home. Over time, they learn to recognize small signals that predict when someone is about to leave. Picking up keys, putting on shoes, or walking toward the door all become important clues. Once these signals appear, the dog begins paying closer attention. The dog may stop what it is doing and watch carefully. This observation helps the dog understand what is about to happen next. When the owner finally walks out the door, the dog briefly loses visual contact with the most important person in its environment. Dogs rely heavily on sight and proximity to track members of their social group. Watching the door becomes the dog's way of monitoring that separation. In canine social behavior, group members rarely disappear suddenly. Movement usually happens gradually, with individuals remaining within sight of each other. When a human leaves through a door, the dog experiences a sudden break in that visual connection. This is why many dogs remain near the door after someone leaves. The dog may sit quietly, lie down nearby, or occasionally walk back and check the area again. From the dog's perspective, the door represents the place where the missing group member might return. Dogs also possess an impressive sense of time and routine. If an owner typically returns home at a certain hour, many dogs begin anticipating that moment. As the expected time approaches, the dog may return to the door more frequently. Some dogs even learn to recognize sounds connected with their owner's arrival. The sound of a car outside, footsteps near the house, or a familiar voice can immediately capture the dog's attention. When these signals appear, the dog often rushes toward the door. Interestingly, dogs do not watch the door the same way for every person in the household. Many dogs pay closer attention when a specific individual leaves. This usually reflects the person the dog feels most strongly bonded with. From the dog's perspective, that individual often represents the center of its social world. Watching the door becomes a simple way to stay aware of when that person might return. The behavior reflects attention rather than sadness. Dogs are also naturally curious about movement in their environment. When someone leaves through a door, the dog may remain nearby simply because that location is now interesting. The door becomes a place where something recently happened. Another factor involves learning through repetition. If the owner frequently returns through the same door, the dog quickly associates that location with reunion. Over time, the dog learns that waiting near the door increases the chance of greeting the owner first. Greeting behavior is extremely rewarding for dogs. When owners return home, they often speak excitedly, pet the dog, or show affection. These positive interactions reinforce the dog's interest in the doorway. Because of this reinforcement, the door becomes a place connected with positive emotion. Waiting near it may simply reflect anticipation of that rewarding moment. Dogs learn that the door is where reunions happen. The next time your dog quietly watches the door after you leave, the moment may feel a little different. Instead of imagining sadness or confusion, you may see a dog simply paying close attention to its environment. Your dog may just be waiting near the place where the people it loves always return. Another interesting detail is that dogs sometimes check the door periodically, even when they are relaxed elsewhere in the house. A dog may stand up, walk to the doorway, and briefly look toward it before returning to its resting place. This small routine shows how strongly dogs associate the door with the return of familiar people. Over time, this behavior becomes part of the daily rhythm of life with the dog. People leave and return, and the dog quietly tracks those movements from inside the home. Watching the door becomes another expression of how closely dogs observe the humans they live with. So when your dog sits quietly near the door after you leave, the moment may not be as mysterious as it seems. The dog is simply watching the place where its trusted companion disappeared. And in the dog's mind, that same door is also the place where you will eventually return.